Thanks for joining us here at News OK. I'm Jay Marks, here with Shane Snipes, who's out working on teaching us all about sustainability. And I'm going to confess, I'm not sure exactly what that term means. Can you enlighten us?
Sure. I've run across that a couple dozen times, maybe a couple hundred times now. I've been around the country, traveling around, talking to people about what does sustainability mean for America. And what I'm discovering is, for a lot of people, it comes back down to community and understanding a connection to community. I think a lot of people decide that the environmental aspect is what sustainability is about because they hear it all the time. The big companies are all talking about greenhouse gas emissions and carbon and all this kind of stuff. But really, sustainability is a combination of that community, that connection to people, the business side of things and how businesses work to make themselves financially stable. And then on the other side is the environmental aspect. Yeah. Okay.
Now tell me a little bit about what you're doing. You're trying to make it to every state in the lower 48 to talk to a variety of politicians, celebrities, and business leaders.
Exactly.
Who've you met interesting so far? What have you learned?
It's great. Everyone from the mayor of Moab, where we sat down and chatted, and then the mayor of Greensburg, Kansas today, the famous green city that was unfortunately destroyed by a tornado and then rebuilt from the ground up with green in mind. What a great opportunity that was. And now they're actually taking it, and it's become a way for them to draw business in, draw tourists in, and save lots of money.
Gotta like that.
Yeah.
How far into this project are you?
I started on April 2nd, and I was just kind of cruising around Washington and doing a few interviews and test piloting what I wanted to do. And then on May 1st, I left home, and I haven't really been back to Washington since. So I'm on the road with just a few breaks.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many states have you been to this far?
This is state number 16.
Not bad.
Yeah.
But that sounds like a high number, but it's really not. You got a lot left. How long are you going to keep this up?
I'll be going until the first week of the first week of November now. Yeah, the schedule got drawn out a little bit.
Okay. So I thought I saw April, October on your website.
Yeah. We go all the way to November, first week of November now.
Okay. You kind of working your way east?
One of the things that I'm doing is I'm sort of looping through different states. So my next section will be going down through Texas and then across Louisiana. And then I'll take a secret trip to visit some relatives in Beaufort, South Carolina.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Your website also indicated, or at least what I saw, was that you're trying to get 1,000 interviews. Is that any significance to that number, or is that just?
Yeah, the significance to 1,000 is it's a lot. Yeah.
I can't argue with that.
And it's a quantity that kind of starts to tell a story about what sustainability means. Because I find that a lot of people go in there and they talk to 25 people, they talk to 50 people, and 50 people is a lot of people, right? But to really go across America and discover what does sustainability mean to all these different states and all these different types of landscapes and climates, how people live, the types of professions that they have. I mean, I've talked to farmers, I've talked to lawyers, people who run hospitals, regular folks who are out there on a regular basis just doing an administrative job, and they're all working at this puzzle of sustainability.
Very good.
Yeah.
Now, what's your end goal here? What would you like to accomplish when November rolls around and you've hopefully hit all 48 states down here?
Yeah, that's a great question. One of the things I really want to see at the end of this is to see the big picture of what this big word sustainability means. And I want to tell that story in an ongoing fashion with the website. But then in the end, I want that long story that I've told to sort of be boiled down into pieces. And I really want it to be a 3-part book. So it's going to focus on 3 different areas, and that's what we're sorting out right now. Okay.
I know we're catching you early in the process.
Yeah.
But do you have some advice for people that are interested in sustainability? What kind of things can I do, or you do, as just kind of regular people?
Yeah, I think
out here living our lives.
Sure. It all starts by just looking at those words that you see around all the time, and there are 2 big points that I like to tell people. Start to recognize what's local, what food you're buying that's local, what clothing you can get that's local, and whatever you throw away, just start to notice that And once you start noticing what goes in your trash can, and I did this experiment with a friend of mine who I stayed with who didn't recycle when I started staying with her. And I stayed with her for about 10 days. And the first day I was like, let's put a recycle bin and just put the plastic and the paper and stuff in there, all the stuff that like that. And at the end of the 10th day, we still hadn't emptied the garbage, and we'd emptied the recycling 3 times. So,
very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
That's easy enough. I like that idea. It's good that it doesn't have to be some overarching thing that requires grand legislation to overhaul the way we do everything in our lives.
Sure.
It's good to see that's something we can each do.
Yeah, and I feel like that the overarching, the big picture stuff starts to happen from all those little actions.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you coming down to share your experiences with us, and wish you best of luck.
Definitely.
Thank you.